The real reason behind The Rock returning to WWE has been revealed, cutting a shocking promo with Cody Rhodes last night, leaving him with a big decision at Elimination Chamber. One of the biggest decisions we've seen in the WWE for a very long time. It's going to have major implications on WrestleMania, so you're not going to want to miss this episode of Wrestle Digest. But before we get into it, Darius, we got to say that 91% of the people watching this video right now aren't subscribed to the channel. So you want to stay updated on everything happening around the wrestling world, news, rumors, updates, make sure you're down below and hit that subscribe button. But before we get into the promo stuff, Darius, we got to talk about the real reason The Rock returned. And if you look at this screenshot here, we're seeing the all-time low ticket sales for WrestleMania, leaving right now, this could be the least attended WrestleMania since WrestleMania 22, obviously excluding COVID when nobody was allowed in the arena. Looking at this right now, the people who maybe are casual fans that see the big names like Rock, John Cena, CM Punk, they're like, oh, I really want to go to this event, and they see Jey Uso win, they don't really know the storylines behind it. I don't think Jey Uso is a big name draw like a John Cena, but for fans like us, we love seeing Jey Uso in the main event, but this could be a reason why The Rock has returned to get some of those casual fans to come to WrestleMania.
Yeah, definitely. That is a reason why he returned. And like you mentioned, Jey Uso winning the Royal Rumble. I mean, from the outside looking in, if you're not a wrestling fan, like that doesn't have too much appeal, right? You don't know much about him. And there's nothing like, a John Cena or The Rock about it, right? Like you want that star power in the main event. And that's not necessarily going to happen on the world stage at this year's WrestleMania, right? At least with Jey Uso's match. We don't know what's going to happen with the WWE title. We'll get to that in just a second, but that is why The Rock has returned. And obviously this has something to do with ticket prices too, right? Like we can't turn a blind eye to that. Ticket prices are a lot different now than they were in 2006, 2007, 2008. So that may have something to do with it as well. But, with The Rock coming back, with this decision looming in Toronto, ticket prices or ticket sales might skyrocket after that if he does end up making an appearance at WrestleMania. And I think this story, we're about to get into it, Casey, this is about to take WWE to another level. I think WWE and, some of the guys in WWE should actually win an Emmy now that they're on Netflix, because this is cinema.
Yeah, no doubt. I think this is a great storyline that we're about to unfold here, and it might rival last year's. I mean, last year's going to be pretty hard to top, but what we're going to get into it right now, because The Rock obviously returned last night, confronted Cody in the ring, which we all thought may have set up a match, but he turned the tables on everybody, saying he wants to be Cody's manager. He wants Cody to be his champion, and obviously that decision is going to take place at Elimination Chamber. Is Cody going to accept this offer? He also said he wants Cody's soul, which, is kind of crazy when you think about it, because he wants to mold Cody into a quote-unquote corporate champion, like we've seen him do in the past. Back in the 90s, The Rock became a corporate champion, and this is what he wants Cody to be. He wants Cody to be The Rock's champion. He wants Cody to be TKO's champion, and obviously, this is what WrestleMania had to say. Great news outlet here. They said, anyone feeling heel Cody, corporate WWE Cody, imagine he accepts The Rock's offer. I mean, Darius, initially when I was watching this last night, this got me extremely more fired up for Elimination Chamber, because we've all been talking about Homelander Cody. We want to see him become the heel, and we want to see him turn against the fans, and I think this is the perfect way to do it.
When The Rock was first announced on Thursday to be showing up on SmackDown unexpectedly, I was like, okay, he's coming to New Orleans to, announce that New Orleans is going to host WrestleMania 42. That's what is going to happen. But I was like, you know what? Like, the Elimination Chamber's right around the corner. WrestleMania is around the corner. He's been very quiet. I wonder if he has something else up his sleeve. And then obviously calling out Cody to the ring. And, at that moment, I'm like, all right, maybe The Rock is just like, hey, you know what? I'm ready to wrestle now, and I'm going to take back the spotlight. And, good luck, guys, in the Elimination Chamber, but you're going to be fighting for no reason, because I'm going to fight for the title. And I was like, okay, that is still interesting. That piques my interest to a degree. But what they're building here is chef's kiss. This is perfect. This is exactly what The Rock should be doing with his status in TKO, as he is now technically the boss. He's actually higher up than Triple H. He is technically the boss of WWE. This is perfect. this is a callback as well, but this new generation hasn't seen this. Obviously, we remember this and are, remember this very fondly, but it's going to be different. It's not going to be the exact same storyline. They're going to take us for, there's going to be a lot of twists and turns, but I think that, while Cody may not accept, and I think that they can go a bunch of different directions if he doesn't accept either. I think that he is going to accept. He is going to turn heel. And the reason being, Casey, is because I believe the main event of WrestleMania this year, night 2, is going to be a triple threat match between Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, and John Cena. John Cena, who wins the Elimination Chamber. And I was thinking about it because there were reports, and we covered it in a video last week, about the potential for that triple threat match. There's no way on night 2 of WrestleMania in the main event you can have that triple threat match with all of them being baby faces. You cannot do that. So it can work, and it would sell tickets, absolutely, but there is no real intrigue with that. It would just be a match for the sake of having a match. You have to have a story behind it. This would be perfect. I truly believe that in WWE or all wrestling, the heel should be the world champion 95% of the time. The excitement comes from the chase. Cody Rhodes' title reign is getting boring. It is what it is, right? He's coming in and smashing everyone at every PLE. I don't know how you feel about it, Casey. I want to get your thought in a second, but he's coming in at every PLE and smashing everybody as the babyface. It's getting boring. I want some intrigue. I want Homelander Cody where he believes he's doing the right thing and the fans turn on him. That's what I want to see at this point. And I want to see John Cena come into WrestleMania, take the title off of him, and then pay it back later this year. And CM Punk, he's not going to win the title or anything, but he gets his main event. And I think that is the perfect opportunity for WWE.
I've been saying this for a long time. There's nobody in the company that can take the belt off of Cody right now while he's babyface. There's no heel as big as Cody Rhodes is a babyface. So if they want him to drop this title at WrestleMania, he needs to go heel. There's only one way to do it. If they want John Cena to be 17-time world champion, Cody Rhodes needs to go heel at Elimination Chamber. Can you imagine? His music hits at Elimination Chamber. He walks out and he has pitch black hair. That would be electric. That would just be unreal to see him kind of switch from the blonde to the dark side and join The Rock, because I think Cody is a tremendous heel. We've seen flashes of this in the past, and I think we'd really get a good chance to see it under The Rock, like we've seen with Seth Rollins. When Seth Rollins went with Triple H, we got to see how good of a heel he could be as well, and I think that this would shift the whole WWE in a completely different direction, because, like you said, the CM Punk in this involved somehow, because Paul Heyman and him have a deal that he owes him a favor. And obviously we know Heyman's ties with the bloodline with Roman. He can pull some strings here to find a way to get CM Punk in this match to match up with the storyline. And I think having the main event tonight to be John Cena, heel Cody Rhodes, and CM Punk is the way to sell the tickets to get the fans into the stadium. But it's also a good way to kind of make this new era of Cody Rhodes, whether he beats John Cena and beats CM Punk and retains, and he's a heel champion going into the new calendar year of WWE, which would be great to see. And one thing with The Rock as well is he's with filming his Hollywood movies and stuff, he's not available to be showing up in the ring at all times. So this is something where we could see him, maybe they take a phone call from him or something like this, where he can still be involved in this storyline from afar and giving Cody direct orders of what he needs to do. I think that works as well. But one thing I did want to mention to you is one thing that it kind of makes me seem to me right now is that they're kind of trying to rebuild the Steve Austin and Vince McMahon kind of rivalry that went on, where, The Rock's gonna, control Cody to eventually where he's gonna snap, and it leads to the big Cody and Rock match, which we all want to see.
I think that's exactly what they're building to, because we know The Rock wants to wrestle Cody Rhodes. And at this year's WrestleMania, I just want to throw that out there. If The Rock is in condition, and he can, I'm not sure that's the case, I think they can still run Roman Reigns and The Rock this year. They have it sitting right there in front of them. Roman Reigns can come out and say, you offered Cody Rhodes this position. I was champion for 4 years. Where were you back then, right? So I think they can still run that. But looking forward, we know The Rock wants to wrestle Cody Rhodes. If you go through the year and turn Cody heel, I mean, it can really go from, it could really be white hot heat at this point, right? With him doing his bidding essentially through the WWE. A lot of people are, calling back to the Steve Austin era and when he, finally snapped and turned on him, turned back babyface, and the fans were with him. A lot of people are already drawing this comparison. This seems to me a lot like Darth Vader and Emperor Palpatine, honestly, from Star Wars, where, he's going to be pulling the strings, and Darth Vader, who would be Cody Rhodes, is doing his bidding. And he was looked upon as, this baby face, this guy who came in, won the championship. It was a great story. And then he turns heel and he joins The Rock. Like, what do you think the fans are going to feel like, right? This is a perfect opportunity, and they could still do a lot with it and build to a WrestleMania match next year with The Rock versus Cody. I think it's perfect with Cody turning back face, of course. I think it's absolutely perfect. They have so many possibilities they can do here. And the last thing I think with this year, KC, is, they have an opportunity here to really usher in a brand new era next year. I think if John Cena is able to win his 17th championship from a heel Cody Rhodes, who then has so much runway to still do a lot with The Rock, and CM Punk gets his main event, I mean, everything from the last couple years, everybody who's still active at least, is really tied up in a nice bow, I think, as we move towards next year. So they have an opportunity to really, have some great storylines going and tie everything up in a really nice bow.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, we love a Star Wars analogy. You got to put that out there here on the channel. But I think this is the perfect way to do it with The Rock returning and turning Cody heel. We were all wondering how this was going to happen. We all knew it was eventually going to happen. And this is the perfect way to do it. To be corporate Cody. He already wears the suits. He's got half of the gimmick down. He just needs the black hair now, in my opinion. But I think it's going to be fun to see how this plays out over the next month or so and what happens at Elimination Chamber. I know both of us are going to be there. We're going to be hyped up to see The Rock in person. Yeah. I'm fired up for that. But I think, like you said, everybody in the company right now, they kind of have their own things going on. There's nobody that you're kind of like, I wish he was involved in this. I wish he was involved in this. Like, everything makes sense right now. That's the great thing about the Paul Levesque here. We want to hear your guys' thoughts down below. Do you think that you're going to see the Punk, Cena, and Cody Rhodes triple threat at WrestleMania? We'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on The Rock's promo last night down below in the comment section. If you enjoyed it, leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and check out a video that's popping up on your screen right now. But as always, I've been your host, KC, alongside my co-host, Darius. We'll catch you in the next one.